Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for this Sunday, August 6th. We take a look at our impact map, and we have quite a few. We have an area of concern with lightning. We've had lightning further south, which has been on the wetter side across southern and central Nevada, but it should get drier with higher cloud bases as we head further north today. So the area of concern with mixed wet and dry storms are in this area in the red through here today. This area expands further to the north and east. So we go into Monday and continues to affect parts of Idaho into Tuesday. Areas in the green will also see shower and lightning activity, but that should be wetter or occurring on wetter fuels. Over the past 24 hours, we see that extensive lightning across southern Nevada, southern Utah, even up towards the Uintas. The concern is this lightning will start heading northwards today and start getting drier. A look at our fire activity. Initial attack on the lighter side. New fire starts in the red. Existing fires in the yellow. Have some larger fires here in the larger circles, especially up here in south central Idaho. And precipitation tells a story up in Idaho. Past 7 days and past 30 days, much drier than normal, just a couple hundredths of an inch. You don't see the more significant precipitation until you head further into our southern areas. And looking at how our fuels have been responding, you can see those ERCs most critical in far northern Nevada, parts of northwest Utah, and just about all of Idaho, getting to the 90th, even 97th percentile. And some of those ERCs, even in western Wyoming now, are getting into the 70th to close to the 80th percentile, where there was some fire activity recently in the last 48 hours. Keep an eye on there as well. Some of our lighter fuels, 100-hour fuels, tell a good story in the grass and the brush. You can see our most critical values, less than 5, across northern Nevada, northwest Utah, and to a good portion of Idaho, areas that we are concerned about. Here's the upper level map with satellite imagery superimposed. You can see that subtropical moisture now spreading across a good portion of Nevada, moving northwards and starting to edge into far southern Idaho and starting to approach the Utah border. This is the area of concern that we've been talking about for the last several days, with lightning becoming a bit drier as it heads further north. The big ridge of high pressure is starting to weaken now, so we see that arc of high pressure up into the Pacific Northwest. Also watching a deeper low pressure trough well upstream, which could influence our weather later in the week. So here's a look at the upper level map for today. Notice the areas in green expanding into southern Idaho, into a good portion of northern Nevada, into parts of Utah as well. Not sure how much of that will be producing thunderstorms or lightning. Right now we've indicated high risk into this northern portion of Nevada. There could be an isolated few strikes in southern Idaho. We don't think the coverage will be large enough today to issue high risk, but certainly a strike in the right spot can set off some fires. Otherwise we're moist further to the south and to the east. Looking at some of our weather conditions, this map on the left-hand side, precipitation, tells a story where precipitation should reach the ground according to the models, and even sneaking into parts of southwest Idaho. And some of these areas here could have lightning with precipitation not reaching the ground. So a tricky forecast, winds remaining light except some of these higher 30, 40 mile an hour winds, just local outflow boundaries from nearby thunderstorms. Now on Monday, we notice that moisture, that green area, surges northwards into Idaho and into parts of Utah, still lingering in Nevada, but some of it will be on the wetter side. You can see where we have high risk for lightning spreading northwards and eastwards into a good portion of the area, so we'll keep that in mind as well. On Monday, precipitation, you can see where it expands further northwards into Idaho and covers all areas, but should be getting wetter. These blue areas, this is basically a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. Winds fairly light except gusts in the vicinity of thunderstorms. And Tuesday, we still have some lingering moisture here across southern, southeastern Idaho, along the Nevada, Utah border. Here's where we think the best chances for high risk will be. So on Tuesday, be still covering parts of Idaho and here, so to keep that in mind as well. Tuesday precipitation, you can see stuff begins exiting off to the east, winds fairly light. And precipitation over the next 3 days, notice that that heavier amount of precipitation, ½ inch or more in central Nevada, thins out as you head further north. So that's our area of concern, northern Nevada, parts of southern and central Idaho, parts of northwest Utah, where we could get lightning and possibly not enough rain reaching the ground. Further down the road, as we go into Wednesday, a little trough of low pressure starts approaching. There'll be some moisture throughout to watch it, but some of our fuels may have moistened up from the recent lightning, so we don't have any concerns for high risk as of yet, but we'll continue to monitor the situation. Then we go through Thursday, still some moisture hanging here, drier air, finally starting to push into our southern areas. And that continues across western and southern areas. They get a drier punch of air. I know some PSAs that were green start turning yellow. And that's typical sometimes after a lightning outbreak. And we do have some concerns way down the road for possible lightning trailing off here into parts of northwest Utah. They're still quite a ways away. We'll continue to monitor that. Precipitation over the next 7 days. And last but not least, our extended 8 to 14 day outlook takes us all the way from the 13th to the 19th of August. You can see we're in a warmer than normal signal, near normal precipitation. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.